Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. This is Josh Anthony and Ken from Down Under with the Wrexham reaction for match day 28. Wrexham 2, Stevenage 3. And we're going to do the buddy system tonight because holy cursing, a lot of yes. And that's why we're doing it tonight. And I also put on a white shirt because I'm waving the white flag. Yes. I paused because of the cussing. How are you, Ken? We're doing the Wrexham reaction together. Sticking to the buddy system.
I'm really good. I had to jump off at the start of extra time. I just had some work stuff, so that's why I disappeared. Luckily, there was plenty of people in there venting. I didn't see any of it because I was busy with work. But Josh did give me a call. That it was like a distress call. Mm-hmm. Ken, I'm not doing well. I need help. Talk me down off the ledge. And I said, I'm here for you, brother. Yeah, I'll come in.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like, work is more important that he had to dive out of extra time, and have his say, which, it happens. You know what I mean? It does happen. Yeah.
I'm back to have my say now.
Yeah, back to, let's go all in. Yes. Yeah. We're doing a little Wrexham reaction. Again, appreciate it. I had a full slate of shows. The build-up show was great. The live watch along, well, I did it. It was fine, but the result was shit. Wrexham reaction was great. And now you have Wrexham time was great, and now we have Wrexham reaction with you and I, which is great. So we're gonna dive right into this absolutely piss poor game, and I have on the thumbnail it says Sunday League, and I'm gonna put this square on the shoulders of Phil Parkinson tonight with that result. And we're gonna listen to his interview, and then Ken and I are gonna dissect what happened in the other games tonight. But before we get into that, is there anything you didn't get off your chest before you had to go for some work stuff on Wrexham time?
I had so much to get off my chest, and I'm going to be very interested to hear this Parky interview because I do have issues with, like, Parky's got us here. He's our manager. I stick with him, but adapt. Please adapt.
Yeah.
And do something with our squad, come up with them, whatever it is. Did they not have the right attitude going into tonight? Did we start the wrong players? Everybody's going to have their opinion, but it's going to be really interesting to hear what Parky says.
I'm interested to hear is to say, too, he talked about this being a different type of game. He talked about Stevenage playing different than Birmingham City, right? But then he plays the same 11. And are you just giving us the rinse and not giving us the truth? Like, what are you actually saying? And then we go out and get our ass kicked tonight. And we did. I'm a little confused. Like, he's talking about both sides of his ass. So I want to hear what he has to say. Also, too, at the same time, I'll say this: play your best players. We have great players that aren't playing. Play your best players, and I think that's part of what's going on. And I think it's like reverting back to old glory of some things that don't work. So, but yeah, do you want to dive into this interview?
I want to bring it up. Let's see it.
All right, let's do it. Okay. All right, here we go. Wrexham reaction.
Phil, how do you react to that first home defeat here since March 2024?
Yeah, nowhere near good enough. Second best. Certainly in the first half, goals were too easy. And obviously, we weren't playing great. We've got to accept that. But we built this season on being strong and resilient and defending as a team and working hard to keep the ball out of our net, to give ourselves a platform to go and win games. We haven't been as free scoring as we'd have liked this season. But one thing we've done, we've worked exceptionally hard, and someone scored against us, they've had to really earn it. But those 2 goals in the first half are just too easy. And we've got to get back to doing the very basics on the football pitch well, because if you're not playing well, and for what are the reasons for that in terms of the football I need to look at, but you still give yourself a platform by fighting, competing all over the pitch, blocking shots, and we were way off it there tonight. And it's a very disappointing night for us, and I've got to reflect quickly on that.
He talked about a couple of things there, but our defense. Remember, our defense in the beginning of the season was solid. We weren't getting back. We weren't. I mean, those 2 goals in the first half were absolutely terrible, absolutely terrible, and we are toothless up front with Palmer and with Elliot Lee, who Palmer needs to sit on the bench and Elliot Lee needs to get back into the midfield. On that note, defense first. AO, I love AO and the defense. What, is he right? Is he right?
He had a poor night, AO.
Yeah.
Poor night. And he hasn't come back to top form yet. I don't doubt that. Parky made an interesting point there, and I got my notepad out and wrote it down.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Not getting the ball out in defence. So now, am I wrong? Is Aaron right? Would it be better to have O'Connell there and get the ball out better? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, where are the options of our players inside our own half when AO's got the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Are we pushing everybody up and he's just hoofing it? Or are we playing out to Scar, to Clearworth, to Stash, and then across to Dobbo, James, or Rathbone? You know, McLean, Barnett. Where are these guys to help bring the ball out of defence at our feet and keep control of the ball?
On that note, Tess brings up a great shot. And by the way, great call in, Tess. You did a good job. And so did you, James, coming in for the call-in show of extra time. Is George Evans still not fit? George Evans probably played, 17 minutes all season?
Yeah, he's not back yet, I don't think.
He's obviously not back yet,
Brunty is fit. They've said it. They've announced it.
Yep, Brady's fitness. But you're right. People that play, that's why I want to say, and I like your notes on there, let's play the best players we have. And tonight I felt like I was watching Bizarro Jerry World, Bizarro Seinfeld. I was.
In fairness to our players that played tonight, they're better than what they produced tonight.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But that's not defending our game tonight in any way.
No, it's
you
not.
Played crap.
You play crap. And you know what? You're going to have a down. And everyone expects a downfall after what happened, after the Birmingham City game. We're big up for the big game. You know what I mean? So, it's right. And James says, the back line didn't help AO. It's true. How about JM? We'll get to that in a minute. But
we're getting there, Steve.
We're getting there. Get to the notes. Matt Al says also too. The notes are all in. Matt Al says, so we haven't scored free-flowing goals. Is he bringing in strikers? We'll talk about that. We'll get to that. We'll pause that one in a second. Let's get to the rest of this interview here. Let's see what else he has to say. And again, it's a chewer tonight because it's a buddy system tonight. Tonight's a buddy system. I put the white shirt on, waving a white flag. It's a buddy system. And Ken had to jump off earlier for work, so we're doing it tonight in the buddy system.
Is it to use this now as motivation? Because clearly the home record was something that you're all very proud of, and to lose that must hurt a lot.
Yeah, of course it does, but it's a manner of it as well. In the third goal, I look at that, and that's lost challenges, and we haven't shown enough desire right at the final moment to block the shot. And of course, we'll use it as motivation. I've got to look closely at myself because I take full responsibility for that, because I've prided myself, and so has Steve, about preparing teams to play well. And the majority of the time we've done that. We've competed. We've been strong and disciplined. And tonight we were just too loose out of possession. And obviously we weren't good enough with the ball in that first half. But sometimes when you concede soft goals like that, it can take the energy away from you. I get that. But when you're not really playing well, you've got to stand strong as a team and win headers, win seconds, block things. And there wasn't enough fight, barring 2 or 3 players in the team tonight.
All right. Well, you got to give him credit for that. He owns it.
He did. I wrote down, took ownership. He did. But so he took ownership, him, and he did it as a collective of him and Parkin.
Yep.
As the coaching team, which is good. Yeah, it's going to be a serious sit down. Interesting end where you just cropped it just there at the end.
Yeah.
A couple of players weren't good enough tonight.
Yeah. Who are those players?
Well, as much as I'm a Scar fan, he pulled Scar. But did he pull Scar because he needed to score goals and we were chasing the game? or did he pull Scar because
Good enough.
he didn't? He thought he let the team down.
Yeah.
Because we were 2-0 down at that. We were 2-0 down at that stage.
And those goals, by that third goal was just like, are you like really? That's the goal. Like it was just a comedy of errors. Comedy of errors.
We didn't deserve to even have the chance to tie that game.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Ken is confirmed for the rest of the match. 2-0. Thank you for the super chat. Absolutely. This is why I love this community. Like we're sitting here having a serious chat, and Ken's like, and then Steve Barton's like, super chat. Ken's got lettuce in the match.
Hello, Hip Karma. I love Hip Karma's comment.
Oh.
Sneaking back in and wondering if it's safe to return or is everyone still fuming. We've taken one step back from the ledge, Hip Karma.
Yeah,
and we've actually taken our baseball bats and our Molotov cocktails and we've put them down.
Yeah, it's not so much as a what's that movie where it's like the 24 hours of chaos, you know. Hip Karma, if you want to come in and calm everyone down, you just say, let me know. And we're doing a buddy system tonight. I will put a special out there for Hip Karma to come in for Ken and I to calm it down. We're not, you know, just let me know. Let me know. What do you got? Yeah.
Karma, well, phew. I think that might have been on the Molotov cocktail and baseball bat comment.
yeah, definitely. When is the group meditation session? Well, if Hip Karma comes on, we will do that. I must say, drinks all around, drown the sorrows as well, Stecky, and he did drive 7 hours down for that or up for that. So you got to give him credit for that. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you for the super chat. All goes right in.
Okay.
That said, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, look, hi, my name's Ken. I'm a Wrexham fan. It's been 4 games since our last win. I just want to I feel like I'm at that session.
Yeah. The purge. Just hung up on the suicide front. Well, it's the Wrexham prevention hotline. It's the Wrexham. Yeah, drown the sorrow, all of it too. Buddy system tonight, and I just dropped a link in for Hip Karma to come in. She's gonna calm everyone down. But before she comes in, like, what was that? Oh my God, it was horrible. It's the worst. It was terrible. I can't believe it. Why are you starting Palmer? What is going on? Absolutely horrible. There you go. Now we can relax. There you go.
So good. So good. Actually, well, why don't we finish Parky's interview?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, sorry, I lost.
He must not be finished.
Yeah, I lost all control. Let me bring this down. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that we know that we're not fully invested in. How do I drop? What's going on here? Oh, man, I screwed up everything. All right, there we go. Finishing the Parky interview. Oh, if I can't, what is going on, Josh? Touching buttons.
Important is that response, not just short term this weekend against Crawley, but also long term, because as we saw last season, when you last lost here, you followed that up with some pretty important wins that followed the way to promotion.
Yeah, of course, we'll look to respond. And we've got a bit of soul searching to do because we've got a great record here, as you rightly say. But that performance in that first half was not a reflection of what we've done over the last few years and what this club's all about. And like I said, I've got to look quickly at that, look at the reasons why, and make sure we pick a team at the weekend which is going to fight tooth and nail for the badge.
There's underlining stuff going on there. He doesn't come out and say things like that. Fight tooth and nail. That's a given, right? Aren't those the givens, right? By the way, Steve Barton, thank you for the 5 local pundit memberships. Get them while they're hot. Thank everyone. Thanks, Steve Barton, for those things. What's going on? Is there something going on behind the scenes? And there's something there. If I'm not,
that was, in my opinion, a very, very pertinent and measured response that his team are going to watch back. He's trying to hit the reset button right there. And training, well, not Monday, next training session, they're gonna be there, and look, because he would have had the chat in the dressing room after the game. Everyone will go home, have a really bad night's sleep, be really upset. Tomorrow when they get back for the recovery session, there's going to be a real honesty moment, I think.
Parks wasn't enough bearing 2 or 3. I think that he was trashing most of the squad. So pick a team that is changing here. So who are those changes? That's the most measured that we've seen him in 3 seasons.
In a defeat, I'm going to put a slightly different spin on that. That's the most brutally honest he's been.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
About a loss when he is clearly extremely unhappy with it. Behind closed doors, going off like a frog in a sock.
Yep. Matt says he basically said someone didn't care. Not someone. Lots of them didn't care.
I'm telling you, like, I'll tell you what I watched very closely today was the midfield.
Yeah.
I know you said you were going to watch Scar, and I watched a bit of Scar, but I was really concentrating on the midfield. Rathbone had to do so much extra work today.
2 or 3 players. He was doing 2 or 3 players. Yeah, right?
He was working so hard.
Yeah.
And Dobson then transitioned into more of a defensive position when Lee came on, back to the middle. Matty James had by far his, like, nowhere near his best tonight.
Nowhere near his best. That Kemp and number 26 and number 22 had him on a leash. Like, nothing. Right? The midfield bossed us. And they bossed us last time too as well. So,
and just remember, last week, that midfield played so good against Birmingham, it wasn't funny.
Yeah. By the way, you know it's serious when Ken has a notepad and a pen, and he's got the pen out, right? Yeah. And it's not even a pencil. We can erase it. It's all in ink. Kim says big changes. Yeah, it's all ink. But the big changes. But this Palmer Lee up front stuff just is banging the head against the wall every single game. Shea Daddy says Parky needs to search his soul. I think he is right there. It's on you, mate, to prepare the team for every game. This was a big letdown. I agree with that. I totally do. I
have an interesting attacker theory here, and when we get to attackers, I'm coming.
You going in for it? Techie says O'Connell and Brunt back in. Lee in the midfield instead of James. Mullen back up front. Fletcher and Marriott on the bench. Keep an eye on McLean replaced by Longman. I think, can we talk about McLean real quick?
Yeah, go. Okay. McLean.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, you've got to compare your left wing back to your right wing back, right?
Yep.
Playing the same role either side of the pitch.
Yep.
Barnett is quicker and gets his crosses in more often.
When he's not double teamed.
Yeah. Well, why is he getting double teamed? Because he's dangerous and we're no threat on the other side.
100%. Yeah.
If we had a threat on the other side, and here is my point about McLean.
Go.
He's lost half a yard of pace. When he comes and attacks down the side, he struggles to get into a position to do the cross how he wants to do it. And I counted that was at least 3 times tonight. He did a cross with the outside of his foot into the center because he couldn't get into position to do a dangerous cross. And when you cross with the outside of your boot, it's coming off softly, it's anemic, and then the striker or the person in the box that's going to attack has no force on that ball to get it into the goal. So it's a totally useless cross.
Yeah, 100%. Well, he goes down the right. Sorry, he goes down the left. He kicks it onto his right, and then he kicks he knocks it onto his right, and he kicks it outside of the boot, and he swoops it in. You're absolutely right.
And McLean's hoping beyond hope that when you hit that cross with the outside of your boot, that then the attacking player in the box can't just do a one-touch shot on goal, like a header or anything. They have to take the ball to their feet, then they have to find space, and then they have to score.
Yep.
And with that many defenders in the box, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. It's I'm not saying 200 F-bombs at halftime and another 200 after. Steve Barton, $10 super chat. Absolute legend. Love you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. I don't even think that's enough. But what Ken just said right there is more than 200 F-bombs. It's just facts and figures where it's like, fuck this. I mean, I'm so mad. I am so disappointed. Ken, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, we're not doing. It's what we're not doing. And so, do you want me to get onto the attack?
I do, but let's get to the Kelly Davidson super chat and Steve Barton.
I
Thank
agree.
you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. We're not lost on anything. Kelly Davidson, our one. Oh my God! Hold on 1 second. This is gonna be a banger. Hold on. Kelly Davidson midweek games. These midweek games when we lose or perform poorly, just kill me. I can't get my mind back to work. I can't do that. Yeah. Sorry, I see Hip Karma and James. I see in the back. James, give me 10 and come back in. All right, we'll get Hip Karma. Copy that. Let's get Hip Karma in real quick. Hi.
Good evening. Calmer than you guys, I've got to say.
Oh my. Go ahead.
Look, it was a shitty game, particularly the first half. Not even going to deny that at all. I'm not looking to deny it.
Yeah.
And the reality is, as I said, months ago, there are games that we're going to lose. We are going to lose games. It hurts the heart and a little bit of the soul that it's to like someone like Stevenage.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the season's not over. The season's not over. And I would suggest this is the kick up the arse that they need, frankly.
Yeah.
They've probably gone, as many would. We held our own against Birmingham, the Brum border, and we held our own. And this is just Stevenage. And made that mistake and paid for it.
Yeah.
Now,
great comments.
Should Parky be sacked for it? No, he shouldn't. We wouldn't even be in this position if it weren't for him. Did some of our players not play to their best?
Mm-hmm.
Very accurate. Could I understand why he fielded that side, given that they were the side that started and held against Birmingham? Yes, I can understand it. Would I have hoped that he'd changed it slightly? Yes. I did hope he'd change it slightly. And then I was unsurprised when he did it. This is Parky. And the thing that always makes me smile, though, is that this team has worked so hard to get to where they are. This coaching team has worked so hard to get this team where they are. And they're not going to get it right every time. They're all humans. We all fuck up on occasion. And we go, oops, oh shit, that was potentially not the best choice. Maybe I will do better next time. Just me.
What did you make?
Very wise, Hip Karma.
What did you make of his interview? Sorry, Ken, you have one lined up there too. I got James in the background too. I'll bring him in. You got to be nice yeah.
I'm good, man. I have an interesting take about that press conference, but I'll let everybody finish up their thoughts right quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Hip Karma, it's good to see you, by the way. Just FYI, it's always good to see you. Also, big special shout out to sorry, I'm totally shutting the show down right now for this. To Marie from SoCal. We're all thinking about you. I hope you're well. And
yes.
Hope all that too. James, anything to add to what Hip Karma is bringing up there?
That was a very, very introspective Parky. I wonder if he got a phone call that was not from the more volatile of the chairman, and was from the more calm of the two that was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And for that individual to not be happy might have caused a little more introspection,
Mm-hmm.
which is why you got that Parky in that PC. Because I think if it would just been Rob venting, Parky would have. But I think if he got a phone call from Ryan and Ryan's going, "You have money to improve this squad. Why have we only brought one guy in? Why has the last 3, 4, 5 matches come down to this situation? What are you?" For Ryan to become frustrated and displeased, I think that might have been kind of a shock moment for Parky. If that may have happened, I think that may have potentially have happened post-match.
So respectfully, I can see where you would be speculating that, but honestly, given everything else that's happening media-wise in Ryan Reynolds' life, I don't think this is going to be his biggest priority. Honestly, that would be my response. He's got a whole lot of a media firestorm that he's got to deal with, and I suspect that his focus is highly on that. I would like to suggest that Parky's professionalism is one of the things that's hurting him the most at the moment, particularly when people have said, as they said only last week, unbeaten at STōK Cae Ras, unbeaten this season. And isn't that great? And isn't that awesome? And we're going, yes, we're very hard to beat. It's a fortress. And then they come and get whooped by Stevenage. That's got to hurt. That has got to hurt. And he's known for being someone who is thoughtful, and he's going to think about it. Who is there to blame? And he took ownership.
Yep.
He took ownership. I think sometimes, I know I can be like this. I'm the hardest person on myself. No one else has to be hard on me. I'm the hardest person on myself. And I think when you hold yourself to a high standard, and they have to at this level, they're professionals at what they do. They've been doing it for years, whether it's the management team or the players. They're holding themselves to a standard. They have an expectation of themselves in terms of their performance, what they're supposed to bring, how they're supposed to behave on and off the pitch. And they didn't do it this game. Well, certainly not for the first half. Things picked up dramatically in the second half, but certainly not for the first half. And that's got to hurt. Remember, I mean, I go back to the match that we lost in the National League, where it was essentially going to be a gimme before we had the big match near the end. And I can't remember the name of the club that we lost to. But everyone was like, oh yeah, we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them, and then we'll go on and do the match that we all care about. And then we got whooped. So
it was Fozzie's like second or third match with the team.
Halifax is Techie. Halifax.
Yeah.
Thank you, Techie. Yeah. So this is not something that's new. I think it's just something that could be inbuilt into that confidence that professional athletes have to have, and that people in the sport have to have. You have to have a level of confidence and self-belief in order to get out there and be the beasts that you are on the field. And we see that, I think, in Mullen, for example. As we were all saying earlier, he's fit now. He is physically fit. Now, Ruth H. did say 6 weeks to 2 months ago that his injury and surgery can take up to 12 months for him to get fine control back. And so that may be a factor, but I strongly believe that the other factor is mental. It is about his level of confidence and what he wants for himself and expects from himself.
Wasn't it lower back and hip that he had to have his surgery on?
Yeah, it was.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Steve Barton with the super chat. Thank you very much, Steve Barton. Would we rather lose to the bottom of the table? ? Feels like we should win the matches we should and rise to the competition when necessary. Ken, pass that one to you for the super chat.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Just quickly, I'll just circle back for 1 second on James. I don't think he got a call from the owners. I think Parky's strong enough to take that ownership himself, and I love the fact that he did it. And I think it shows a very mature and professional manager, which is why I'm a massive fan. Like, what I want to see is more variety in our rotation in our squad and so on and so forth. That's that. In terms of this, that's just my opinion on it.
No, I mean, we've seen a humble Parkinson before after taking a bad loss, but that was very, 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 very introspective. Like we have not seen Phil that humbled.
No, and that was my point about him actually using it as a psychological tool to spark his team to bounce back for the next game. Like, managers are smart like this. They just don't say things for the sake of saying them. They have reasons for their words sometimes, and I think that's the reason behind it. Would we rather lose to the bottom of the table or the top? Feel like you would rather lose to the bottom of the table than the top. I agree with you, Steve, because that way you're taking points or at least drawing with the top of the table. You don't want to lose to anybody, obviously. But yes, win the matches we should and rise to the competition when necessary. Well, what we showed tonight is a really poor performance. Is it indicative of our whole season? No. Was it a bad performance tonight? Yes. Will we bounce back from it? I think we will. What's it going to be? How are we going to do it? That's the questions that are going to be asked now.
And then Kelly says, I just got off work and have not seen the interview, but I don't think Parky needs to hear from anyone to be introspective. He strikes me as a very thoughtful person. I mean, those are all true words right there. I don't think either owner would intervene. Parky's reaction was purely disappointment and the hard work, planning and preparation, all for nothing. That's the vibe I get. And sorry, Chris, last one here before I go back to Hip Karma. Chris Phillips, silver lining. The team got punched in the mouth 2-0 and fought back to make an extra time very exciting. I love the heart and fight. Chris, fair enough. And I don't think we ever disagree on the heart and the fight. I think that Parkinson's making some wrong decisions. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
That back line and AO tonight, man, they just did not communicate. Like those first two goals that Stevenage scored was just pure not talking. Like they did not talk. It was just, I know it's different than American football, but me playing defense and playing linebacker, like if you don't communicate with your secondary, like it's going to be a shit show. And that was a shit show because they didn't communicate.
Yep.
The positive we've got out of this is we've given James plenty of time to vent on how he felt about the game.
Sorry, yeah, the positive. Sorry, you're on mute, Hip Karma.
I'm guessing there was a lot of venting on extra time then, James. I'm just saying.
Yeah, James had about James had a little bit.
Just the littlest bit.
Yeah.
Well, I might have got loud. There might have been a few choice words. I might have to go to confession later.
Yeah.
And I'm not Catholic.
Well, do we want to keep talking about this team, Josh? Do we want to keep talking about this team? Do we want to cover off what happened in the league today?
I think we do it. We do what you want. Yeah.
I'm just asking. I'm like, I'm thinking, we could sit here and have therapy all night.
Well, I wanted one more therapy session from Hip Karma because it makes me feel better.
I'm good with that. No, I love my Hip Karma time.
Yeah. James, we're gonna pop out. I'm gonna pop you out. And we'll get the last out. Good to see you, brother. And
all right.
Always. All right. Talk soon. All right.
Yep.
Hip Karma, give us the last bit therapy session before we move into the other stuff. Thank you, James. Good to see you, brother.
I could get all profound and say this too shall pass, but the reality is it will. It's done. It is a season. We are going to go up. We're going to go down. We're going to win. We're going to lose. Does it suck massively that we've lost at the Cae Ras for the first time this season? Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
But was it likely to happen? Actually, yes. I mean, look how far we've gotten into the season before it happened. So, look, I do believe that this is the kind of kick up the bum that the team needs. You know, don't rest on your laurels because you held Birmingham to a draw. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 20 odd other teams that we need to be playing and we need to be winning or drawing against, particularly when we've got away matches ahead. I do think that this is going to be the kind of motivation that they need. Yes, I have dogs in the background. If you see things moving behind, if you need to see doggy smiles to help you feel better. You're a cat person, I know, Josh, but doggy smiles to help you feel better. I have one at my foot. I have one beside me that I'm currently petting, so I can give you either to show at the moment. I know that Kelly will feel better for animal therapy. Just a second.
Well, Hip Karma got me super pumped at the start of that statement. Then she goes, "We're going to go up," and then she said, "We're going to go down." When she, if she just had the period at the end of "we're going to go up," I would have been, "Yes, we're going up." Hip Karma's told us it.
This is one. This is Greybeard.
Hi, Greybeard. It looks like Ken. I'm kidding. By the way, Steve Martin says, at Ken, are you an angel or just pretending? I mean, Hip Karma, are you an angel or just pretending?
I'm pretending.
Good on you, Steve.
If I'm an angel, I'm fallen.
You are, well, we're all
nothing's perfect in this world.
Quick,
got another dog that wants to say hello. Wait a second. Come on. Get up here.
What's going on? Is that the same dog?
No, his coat's just a tiny bit different. I have 5 dogs, Josh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly loves it. Ken,
this is Bean.
Ken, how far are you away from Hip Karma?
Oh no, a long way.
A long way.
Yeah. Okay. So you got to go help her out with a dog.
About 2.5 hours flight.
Oh, flight, Jesus. Can we challenge Hip Karma to say one negative thing tonight? Just ease me out of this.
Hip Karma, if you had to say one negative thing, what would you say?
See, yeah.
Oh, we sucked beyond the telling in the first half.
Didn't take a lot of time to think about that one.
Yeah. She had that one loaded in. Going.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
And we will go and play the next game because the next game is the next game. This game is gone. It's done. We can't change the result. Focus on the next one.
I didn't see that coming. But sorry, Ken. I know you want to get to. We'll get to the results.
No. That's all good.
No. Des Gillum says, I met Parkinson, had a chat with him. Was this tonight? Des, I think you're new to the chat and welcome. I like that thumbnail, my friend. He likes his team to show passion and work right. He didn't get it tonight. And he gave an honest interview showing his disappointment. Des Gillum, where are you watching from? Thanks for coming on the Local Pundit. Love it. And listen, we're therapy session with Hip Karma, who's going to be probably an every post match when we lose. She's not allowed to win when we win. Only lose. It's Ken and Hip Karma when we lose. There you go.
I don't know how to respond to that, Josh, because my only response to that is, Hip Karma, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't want to see you on the show again then.
And with love, I understand.
Yeah.
With love, I understand. I'm all here for Tez's serenity now, though. Let's just do that.
I put a white shirt on, and it's a buddy system tonight. It was a total buddy system. I've spoken before in local Wrexham land. Thanks, Des. Ken, you want to do a roundup of what happened this evening? And Hip Karma, it is so good to see you on the show. I mean, Ken, I see all the time, unfortunately.
Well,
but so
let's throw us all to the side.
There you go.
And have a look at this. So today, Posh were at home to Wigan Athletic and won 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Charlton were at home to Bristol and won 2-0. Wickham were at home to Barnsley. Were down 1-0 early, got it back to 1-1. Then Barnsley got a red card, and Wickham ended up winning the game 2-1. Not a great result for us. Lincoln City lost their run of form and went down 2-0 at home to Blackpool.
Mm-hmm.
Rotherham at home were down 1-0 early against Cambridge, but came back to win 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Mansfield have been terrible lately. At home, they've lost 1-0 to Crawley Town, which is a great result for Crawley Town because they're down in the relegation zone.
We play them on Saturday.
Yep. And then Bolton at home won 3-1 to Northampton after going down 1-0 early. Leighton Orient, I kept putting these scores up, were away to Exeter, 1-0.
You're joking.
2-0 after 10 minutes. Then it was 3-0. Ended up, it got to 4-0, then 4-2, and Leighton ended up winning 6-2. Like, unbelievable.
Unreal.
Wrexham v Stevenage. I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
Ignore that one. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Stockport at home to Shrewsbury got up 1-0. Burton at home to Reading.
Who scored for Burton, by the way? I'm curious.
Yeah, of course you are. No, yeah. Well, here you go. Roman Burrell scored in the 10th minute.
Yeah.
Then Dad Bod scored in the 29th minute. So they scored 2 goals in the first half to go 2-0 at halftime. Then Michael Craig scored for Reading in the 69th. Sam Smith scored for Reading in the 71st minute. And then Burrell has scored one in extra time to win the match 3-2.
Wow.
So there you go. And then...
What do you make about this, the Budvarton getting booted out of our club and scoring goals?
There's clearly something that didn't click with him and the team and or the management. And that's, look, as I said in Discord, it happens. As I said in Discord, there's a reason why we date before we get married. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with him. It's just not the right fit. And I wish him all the best at Burton, and I'm really pleased that we managed to revive his career. So he didn't fit for us for whatever reason. Did I personally like Dad Bod? Yes, I did. Did I want to see more of him on the pitch? Yes, I did. But I don't see them training. I don't see how he interacts with everybody else. I heard and I have read what Paddy had to say, and that it might be cultural. It might be cultural, and it just might be that he didn't fit with us. And that's not anyone's fault. Does he have talent? Yes, he clearly does. And I'm happy for him that his career has been sparked again. I am. I continue to hear Matty James's first interview with us in my head about how grateful he was that he's playing again and has a career again. And look at what he's been doing. He's been trying his damnedest for us, and you can't say he hasn't. Has he always been good? No. But he's out there trying, and you can tell that he is. So,
but he got a chance.
No, go.
No, I say he got a chance. I don't think Dad Bod got a chance. I think there's something going on behind the scenes.
I don't think he did. I agree. I agree. There's something that did not fit. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that either side is bad or, did anything really wrong. They just didn't fit. Happens.
Yeah. That's team sports.
It is. And that's it. And when Parky has worked so hard to cultivate a culture in a community and a team, and they all talk about it, it means that has to be protected. Didn't Williamson say on the Fearless in Devotion evening that Parky is about the greatest manager that he's met in terms of the way he cares for people, the way he builds a team? And one of the Fearless in Devotion guys mentioned that, was it Mancini that he worked for him in the Italian club? And it's like, and he said Parky's the best. So that's a lot. Okay, that's a lot of faith. How much of that is talking up because he's CEO? I don't know, because I don't know what he is like as a person.
True. Yeah.
But certainly a lot of recommendation, words, Cheryl, use words. Recognition.
Well, yeah, you did get up early, and okay. So I get it.
It was another early morning. It's and this is the second time I've been on camera today. So,
There we go.
yeah.
I mean,
Morning's
actually, and I'll just finish off. There was one more game, and thank you very much, John Merrill. Birmingham beat Huddersfield 1-0.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
And also to respond to John Merrill, I have a larger dog who could play the Palmer role. I have an Irish Water Spaniel who's 36 kilos, which is over 80 pound for those old money people, well over 80 pound. So I would put him up for the Palmer role, and he's Irish, so he'd probably get on well with Macca and ELC. So
Wow.
I would offer him as opposed to my small ones.
I have a solution for the Palmer role.
Bench.
Start Mullen and sacrifice the height in defence of Palmer, because if you watch very closely today, there was multiple times Mullen got the ball delivered to him at his feet, and he was able to hold off the man and then pass off the ball, which is what Palmer does as well.
Yeah.
Put Mullen in that position.
That's the big dog. This is Palmer. This is Palmer, John.
That's the Palmer dog. By Steve Barton, I put that up because it's a super chat, but I can't.
Stephen Barton, really?
You're gonna get in trouble from
everybody.
From everybody. I love you,
Kelly, Karma, Marie. Everybody. Notice the theme there.
Yeah. Mullen and Jamo would be awesome, says Tess. Give me winners over good people in sport. So here's the deal. I think the Parkinson, if I don't see a response, by the way, thank you for the super chat. Response, and I want 5 changes on the weekend. I do. I want 5, including Mac and Palmer. That's what I want. Is that crazy?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not crazy. I actually think if there's a probability of change, it's higher at the moment after today's effort and Parky's disappointment in the performance. Much more likely at this point.
Well, I think, can I just say this out there too? He's talked all this stuff about the rotation of the squad and the depth of the squad, and we gotta go. And then he doesn't do stuff. And I'm thinking, like, are you just lip service? So I want him to put his money where his mouth is. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to see. Because tonight just was not good enough. And I'm sorry, it just was not. It just wasn't. Am I off base?
No. I'd like to see changes. But what I ultimately want to see is, like, Rathbone playing tonight, working his butt off.
Yeah.
And then not playing on the weekend, getting a rest.
Yeah.
And Cannon getting a start. And then Cannon working his butt off and then getting a rest, and Rathbone coming back. And maybe Palmer getting a start this game, playing his backside off for 60 minutes, coming off, then getting a rest on the weekend, and Mullen start that position. Rotate the squad, please.
Mm-hmm. I don't get the Palmer thing. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
But Parky does. So if Parky does, and Parky's the manager and he's a smart guy, then rotate and give your players a chance to, and then within doing that, you might actually find something.
I've never heard of a utility striker. I've never heard of a utility player striker. I'm serious. I've never heard of a utility player striker who does I haven't. Hip Karma. I'm just saying. No. I've never heard of it.
I'm not arguing with you. I am looking at some of the comments in the chat though at the moment, and was wanting to say with love to Hugh D, because I love you, Hugh.
Yeah.
Yes, Arthur underperformed. Arthur had a bad game.
He did.
Given the amount of clean sheets that he's given to us on the amount of matches he's played this season, my argument is he's allowed to have a bad game, because the amount of games he has been on it to the nth degree, he's allowed.
Yep.
And
that's
I swear
exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think. Josh, I am going to have to cut it short. I've got to get going.
Okay, you got to go. Okay, we'll close it down there. This has been a great show. I know, and Hip Karma, it's great to see you. I know Ken's got to go sell homes. Hip Karma, if we lose on Saturday, you're back. That's it. Done. You have to do it. You just have to.
If we lose on Saturday, I will be back.
Yeah.
There may not be a camera because it will be Sparrow's twit in the morning. And
Actually, Hip Karma, I'm going to stop just right there. Middle management's going to talk. You can come back, win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, or draw. There you go. Middle management. All right. Thank you all for the super chats and everything. It's been a great Wrexham reaction. We did the buddy system tonight because we lost 100 people in here. Please smash like and subscribe. On our way to 50,001. Everything that goes into it is going back into the show. So really appreciate it. And it's been a great long day, even though the loss, and it's a great community. So Hip Karma, you let us out.
And on that bombshell.
See y'all soon.